In this lesson we are going to use vocabulary about crime and criminals.
How dangerous is Mexico? BBC News.
Mexico's homicide rate has been rising every year since 2014, but it remains well below those of other countries worldwide. Globally, it ranks at number 19 in the list of countries with the highest rate of intentional homicides per 100,000 inhabitants, according to the most recent figures gathered by the United Nations. Has it been getting worse? Yes, the number of homicides in Mexico has been on the rise since 2014. In 2018 the number of people killed was more than 4 times that in 2007. Preliminary figures released by Mexico's National Institute for Statistics for the first 6 months of 2019 suggest a drop of 3.2% in homicides compared to the same period the previous year. But figures compiled by another official body, the National System for Public Security, suggest that in the whole of 2019 the number of murders was higher than in 2018. The two bodies use different methods of gathering information. With the National Institute for Statistics using forensic reports which include deaths suspected to be homicides, and the National System for Public Security using only those ruled to have been homicides after the investigation is concluded. What is at the root of the violence? Mexico's location on the southern border of the U.S. means that for decades it has been home to powerful criminal groups smuggling cocaine, heroin, marijuana and methamphetamines north to the United States, the world's largest market for illicit drugs. These groups do not just deal in drugs but also engage in extortion, money laundering, human trafficking, people smuggling and contract killings. Some are transnational enterprises which operate as far south as Argentina and have offshoots in Europe. They often bribe or infiltrate the security forces and pay off or threaten politicians so that they turn a blind eye to their illegal enterprises. What is the government doing? In December 2006, then-President Felipe Calderón launched a war on drugs, deploying more than 50,000 soldiers and federal police officers. In the 6 years of his presidency, the official figure of people killed in drug-related violence was 60,000. Many estimate the figure may have been much higher. His successor in office, Enrique Peña Nieto, at first said that he would tackle the roots of the violence, but his policy closely resembled that of Mr. Calderón, going after the heads of the most powerful criminal organizations. His biggest coup was the capture of Sinaloa cartel leader Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán in 2016. But even following his extradition to the U.S., Guzmán's Sinaloa cartel remains a powerful force. In October, one of El Chapo's sons, Ovidio Guzmán López, was freed on the orders of the Mexican government after Sinaloa cartel gunmen flooded the city of Culiacán and surrounded security forces to press for their boss's release. Current President Andrés Manuel López Obrador ran on a promise to achieve peace and end the war on drugs. He defended his government's decision to free Ovidio Guzmán López by arguing that the move had prevented a bloodbath. President López Obrador's strategy to create a National Guard has so far not yielded tangible results. Few have signed up for the new force, and those who have been deployed to the southern border to deal with a huge influx of U.S.-bound migrants. His critics argue that the president's lack of a defined strategy to combat criminal groups has led to a further increase in violence. They say that while the release of El Chapo's son may have saved lives on the day, it set a dangerous precedent and will lead to cartels further flexing their muscles.
It's your turn now. You are going to record yourself and submit your recording to your professor. Learn about crime vocabulary from the other video.
You are going to talk for 2 minutes about the following issues. Crime has increased in my community lately. Do you agree? Provide evidence. Have you or a family member been a victim of crime? Do you agree with what President Felipe Calderon did when he launched a war on drugs? Or do you agree with the current policy of kisses and hugs of the current President López Obrador? What is your opinion about the release of Ovidio Guzmán López?
Well, that's all for today's lesson. Have a good day.